Good morning, a little bit after 8 o'clock in the morning on a Friday, August 30th. Can Labor Day and September be far behind? Not really. We're going to start with the hazards map because no one wants to see this. So let's go back here. All right, it's going to be hot in the Pacific Northwest. Our heat advisories have now moved west, young man, up there in eastern Washington, eastern Oregon, and the Idaho Panhandle for some heat. So be advised, it's going to be hot. Also near St. Louis, also West Virginia. Then flooding concerns, flood watches for parts of New Mexico, including Roswell and Chaves County, the Sacramento Mountains. And then down there around New Orleans and Biloxi, Mississippi, that's our weather spotlight. And for some reason, New Orleans, they can't put out a high resolution picture. So I had to expand it. Hopefully you can read this. It's fine. So Baton Rouge down to New Orleans, over to Biloxi, and down to the coast. We have flood watches in effect until 7 o'clock tonight. And especially areas where the storms will be training. So one storm after another. So could be a lot of rain, could be some flooding. Be careful, especially when traveling at night when it's harder to recognize flash flooding. So turn around, don't drown, as they like to say. All right, here we go with our surface for today. That cold front pushing through Texas now and through most of the plains. Still has a little bit of Kansas to go, I guess, into Missouri. So along and in front of the front, we have scattered showers and storms. Our one area of severe weather up there in Michigan, near Bad Axe, Michigan. Michigan, they show the thumb and where do you live? So Bad Axe is right about here. And severe weather possible. And then for tomorrow, you can see that front make slow progress to the east and slow progress to the south. Kind of stationary over Texas and Oklahoma. Scattered showers and storms there, back into New Mexico, Arizona. And then up the East Coast, southeast getting wet, scattered showers and storms all the way up the East Coast. And our chance of severe weather shifts further to the east, West Virginia, Maryland, parts of Delaware, perhaps Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York State. All right, let's hit Sunday and see that front make a little bit more progress and another front coming in behind it. Excuse me again. So I know for my forecast here in western Iowa, for example, upper 70s today, near 80 tomorrow, and then knocking back down into the low 70s behind that second front. So it will be bringing some cooler air for the northern plains and into the Great Lakes and parts of the Midwest. So that'll be nice. Further south, our original front still hanging out with scattered showers and storms. Severe weather today. Again, we're talking portions of eastern Michigan. Now the dark green is our marginal risk, so we could see some, isolated severe storms here from Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, and Missouri, and also into the Carolinas and Virginia. You're included as well in that marginal risk of severe weather. Everyone else with just garden variety thunderstorms. Doesn't mean you won't have a scattered, it could, anytime you have a storm, it's possible it could go severe. But again, our best chances in the dark green and especially the yellow. Severe tomorrow, larger and further east. Again, Virginia's, Pennsylvania, Maryland, parts of New Jersey into New York State. And then for the highs today. So behind that front, widespread 70s in the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes and further back into the northern plains, 70s and 80s here. Even Kansas in the 80s now. We see some 80s in West Texas. But ahead of the front, still in the 90s. I don't see any triple digits here on the eastern side of the Rockies on this map. So that is good. Summer is on the wane. Except for the Pacific Northwest where it will be heating up. Is that one? I can't make it out for sure. I don't know if it's 103 for Medford, 100 for Redding, California. 94 for Portland, Oregon. That's rather warm for this time of year. Any time of year for Portland. 109 for Phoenix, though. So the desert Southwest still feeling the heat. Lows in the morning, quite refreshing behind that front. We're talking widespread 50s on this map. From all the way Kansas northward, really. even into parts of New Mexico and even northern Arizona. There's 48 for Flagstaff. Of course, they're 7,500 feet, but still very nice. And we see 40s and 50s all the way up into the Pacific Northwest, even though it's going to be heating up. So that's a lot of dry air, because dry air cools off quickly and warms up quickly. The other cool spots way up there in New England, a lot of 60s, even 53 there in Maine. That's not Portland. It's, I don't know, Bangor maybe. All right, highs for tomorrow. We see that cold front moving further to the east, so cooling off a little bit in the Ohio Valley. We see 90s, though, coming back for like southern South Dakota. So it will be warming up a little bit now in the northern plains before our next cold front moves through. And then there you see the heat in the Pacific Northwest, 101 for, I think that's Moscow, Idaho, 94 for Spokane. 101 Medford, 100 Redding, California, 100 Fresno, California, 110 for El Centro. No, thank you. All right, highs on Sunday. Still kind of hot in the Pacific Northwest. So we go from Saturday to Sunday. So our second front in the plains, you can see the effects there. We see 80s and 90s in South Dakota turning back into 70s to near 80. And then not as hot in the southeast as our front is, being felt. Even Texas, barely 90, 93 for San Antonio, the warmest temperature here. So more relief as we head into the Labor Day weekend. You know that song Come Monday by Come Monday, It'll Be All Right, Jimmy Buffett. Anyway, every Labor Day that jumps into my head. So, all right, rainfall for the next 2 days. Well, it's going to be very heavy there along the Gulf Coast from Houston all the way to Biloxi, Mississippi. So this is our main concern, as we showed you the flooding threat, especially from Baton Rouge to New Orleans over to Biloxi. So this is where you want to watch out for the real heavy rain. Isolated amounts over 4 inches here. Some welcome rain for a swath of West Texas into Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri. So very nice, widespread ½ inch to over an inch, approaching 1.5 inches, 2 inches in some isolated areas here. And then up in West Virginia, Pennsylvania, New York as well. So yeah, there's some scattered heavy rainfall all across the eastern part of this map, and high and dry north and west. All right, let's take a look at the European model real quick, shall we? We're at 12Z. So this is this morning. This is about an hour or two ago. Here's our big low, moving to the northeast. And so, but still driving that cold front, mostly east, a little bit south. And it's been along this front that we've seen the exciting weather. And then we do see some heavy rain still coming down Houston, southern Louisiana. And as we go through time, that low continues to lift. And as we approach noontime, along and behind this front and in front of the front, this is where we're going to see showers and storms bust out, and then also out here in the East Coast. And so as we get into this afternoon and evening, you see those showers and storms along the front, all the way back into West Texas. Rain continues for Louisiana. As we get into tonight and approaching midnight, this is around midnight, we still see some showers. In West Texas, we still see some showers and heavy rain. Houston, southern Louisiana, and a few showers up here further to the north, moving into New York State. And as we get into the day Saturday, this is Saturday morning, some pretty heavy rainfall here in parts of Arkansas, moving into Tennessee. Now remember, these are computer models, so these storms aren't going to be exactly in these places at these exact times, but this is what the models are saying. It's kind of the trends. And the further we get out in time, the less certain that is. But this is Saturday, approaching noontime. This is like 10 a.m. So widespread, pretty good rains here, Louisiana, Mississippi. And then we see a lot of showers and storms along this front Saturday at noon-ish. We're starting to see those college football games kicking off. I know Lubbock's hosting a game. Go Red Raiders. We do see those showers and storms continuing from West Texas all the way up into New York State and even up in northern New Hampshire. And those showers and rain, the rain continues Louisiana into Texas. Very nice. Saturday afternoon. And then we get into Saturday evening. The rain on the plains is mainly on the wane, and then along the front up here from, say, Kentucky through the Ohio Valley up into New England and up into Maine, we still see some lingering showers, and another line of showers moving through the UP of Michigan and parts of Wisconsin. That lifts into Canada. Sunday early morning, we do see, again, showers and storms continuing along that front in New England and further to the south. As we get into Sunday now, on our long weekend, and then we get into Labor Day. Can we get to Labor Day? This is Labor Day morning. And you see the showers and storms mainly in Texas, lingering in Louisiana. Is kind of the main games in town here. This is Monday around noontime and Monday afternoon. Watch the motion on the, focus here on the Texas coast. Let me back it up one and then move it in. You see like that moisture moving in onshore. And so that's why we're seeing all those widespread rain showers here in Texas. So pretty good. And then as you end the day Monday, kind of relaxing. So nationwide, pretty good day for barbecue. But you're going to have to dodge some showers along the southeast and into Texas. All right, 6 to 10 day trends. This will take us September 9th through the 8th. So kind of the first week of September is what we're looking for. Cooler than average East Coast and back down through Texas, and then warmer than average west and northwest especially. Precipitation, where we see it cool is where we'll see it wet for the most part. Basically along the south, the best chance for above average precipitation, northern Florida, southern Georgia, and then dry for the west and for the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes. All right, a quick peek at your Labor Day weekend forecast. I hope it's wonderful. And enjoy your Friday. We've got Friday night football tonight. Temperatures in the 70s at kickoff, falling into the 60s during the game. It's going to be perfect. Go Cyclones. All right, that's it from me. Have a great day. We'll see you next time on the Weather Mic.